Hello everyone, hi! It is raining outside, but it's also really hot, so I have my window kind of cracked open. I hope you can't hear the rain. But today we are doing something that has been highly requested, and that's the all indie makeup brand tutorial. It took me a while to kind of compile a list. I do have some stuff from indie brands, but what I struggled most to find was like foundations and stuff. What qualifies an indie brand? Because it's kind of up and out there. So technically an indie brand is a brand that doesn't have a parent company, but there's indie brands that have gone so mainstream that it's technically like, it's kind of like cheating if you think you're supporting an indie brand like a small business. And I came to terms with what I think would be an indie brand, and these are all brands that I think are indie. For my primer, the ILIA cooling stick, when you put it on, it just like melts into skin. It feels super fresh, it's super refreshing. I'm just gonna use this like on under my eyes, on my drier parts, to be honest. Also wanting to try the other ILIA primer. They have like a luminosity primer or whatever, but I did see the reviews were kind of mixed on that one. This is also indie. This is from KALEIDOS makeup, and I love their brand. We'll see how it applies foundation, but the texture is not as bouncy as some of my favorite blenders. My favorite blenders, I have 4 that are the ones that I keep going back to, and that is the Original Beauty blender. The Fenty one is really nice as well. The ColourPop one is probably the cheapest one, an amazing quality, and the Real Techniques one is also really similar. This is the only brand that I'm not sure if it's indie. I do think so. So this is EX1 Cosmetics. This is their Invisiwear liquid foundation. They do have a nice shade range, but I must say that this is not my shade exactly. It's a little darker than me. It's probably like my winter shade, my summer shade, sorry, and you're gonna see what I mean. Like, I can make it work, but it is a little warmer and a little more yellow tone than I am. Other than that, mostly for people of color, they do have a really nice range. And like, this is nothing to complain about really, like, it's workable. And it is a light to medium foundation. I really love the consistency of it. It's very like creamy. If you don't have a lot of pigmentation, or if you want to supplement with a concealer, it's really like a second skin type of foundation. So the coverage is never going to be that good, but it is affordable. It is a nice quality. It's not overly dewy, so if you have a lot of problems with it, it's more satiny, and it does set into a beautiful finish. And I'm also going to use their concealer, which I really love because it's really thick and creamy. Again, could be a little bit lighter, but if we take in consideration the range of the foundation, this is actually a really nice color, which is not always the case. Sometimes brands go lighter in foundations than they do in concealers, which is dumb, but as you can see, it is really full on. It is not overly matte, so if you have dry skin but pigmentation, this is a really nice concealer. That's not too bad actually. Instead of going full concealer, just go over with the rest of concealer that I have, and that covers up my under eyes but still leaves a freshy, like, sheer dewiness. I do actually have 2 eye primers. That one is from BELLAPIÈRRE Cosmetics. This is their little pot, and I love it. It's so I'm so itchy. I also have the KALEIDOS eye primer tone activator. I'm gonna go with the KALEIDOS one because I want to try it out. I haven't tried it yet, but if you like potted ones that are a little bit thicker, this one is really great from BELLAPIÈRRE Cosmetics. I use it a lot. Comparing this, for example, to the ABH one that I use a lot, this is a little bit darker. It's a lot sheerer, but it does the work. It does the job, but it is a lot sheerer. I am using the ANTIPODES Translucent Skin Brightening Mineral Finishing Powder. That's a mouthful. I love ANTIPODES for skincare. I've never actually tried their makeup. It does have some shimmer in there. A sheen, not even a shimmer. With a little bit of powder here. And I'm gonna go under my eyes. I can barely see the sheen, to be honest. It is like a transparent powder. It gives you a light luminosity while keeping you matte. It is nice. Eyelids, like I said. And then if I need to add a little bit more primer to the center for foiled shadows, I do that after. But I do prefer to have like a nice blended base so that the shadow doesn't like and kind of blends out effortlessly. One of these little buffer brushes, I'm gonna go back into the EX1 concealer here. Can you hear my boyfriend like yelling on the other room? I close all the doors because he talks so loudly on calls, but he's always on calls like every day. It's annoying. Let's go to brows. I think they're still an indie brand even though they've had funding. Indestructi'brow in brown. Like one of those micro brow pencils. I like the consistency. It's waxy, so it's not gonna overly pigment anything, which is good because having already pretty defined brows, I need like a light-handed brow pencil, and this looks like it. And also the match looks really nice. Okay, this is really nice. This is with, this is without. They do sell at Beauty Bay. All products will be listed down below. I'm gonna be using the Freckle tint. I've never tried FRECK. You know how much I love the Lottie London one. This is the OG, and before this, I had never even actually heard of anything like that. It is so expensive, and I know because it's indie, it's gonna be way more expensive, but it's just so expensive. So that's why I went for the Lottie London. And I actually want to see the differences now because, okay, the Lottie London the brush is a little bit wider. So if you want to create like clusters of just like really big freckles as a base, I do think the Lottie London one is better. I had been told that the Lottie London one was not as red toned. I disagree. I think this one is less red toned than the Lottie London one. This one I think costs 25 or 27 at Beauty Bay, and the Lottie London one costs £7. So in terms of the application and like actual product, they're both pretty similar. This is FRECK, this is Lottie London. I am gonna be using a combination of products for my eyeshadow. First of all, this EMME Cosmetics palette that you've seen if you follow me on Instagram. I've done a tutorial with this before. Today we're gonna go for this little cutie, but we're also gonna supplement it with a Sample Beauty pigment and some Rituel de Feel eye suits. I don't know which one yet. I'm gonna go into the sample shade 29B, a mustard pigment. Slowly. It is hella pigmented, as you can see. So now I'm just gonna buff it out. Create a little bit of a haze. Also doing a little bit under, kind of oxidizes a little. It gets a little bit warmer, a little bit more mustard, and you can see like if I pick up a little bit and I put it on here, you can see that's a little bit lighter and then it oxidizes a little bit. I haven't met any mustard yellow that doesn't do this, to be honest. This was what actually the whole subculture drama was about. I am gonna be using, again, a little bit of the primer. I might actually use the other primer, the BeLLAPIERRE Cosmetics primer. Put a little bit of like a half circle on. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna completely blend it out. When shadows are like really foiled, almost glittery, it is so important for you to have a tacky base, otherwise it's gonna be fallout everywhere and you're not gonna get a foil look, you're just gonna get like transparent shimmer, which is always disappointing. And I'm gonna be using the EMME Cosmetics Flame eyeshadow. What is happening outside? This is like a hot pink that has gold specks and duochrome and chips. Be careful with the fallout because these are extremely foiled shadows. You cannot get this here in the UK, but they do ship here from Canada. You do have to pay customs though. Look how foiled that is and how pretty that is. Hopefully you can see the like golden shifts as well. Can you? Because if you can't, I'm really upset. It's like an antique gold shift. You almost do not need to wet the brush. I just wet it because if you don't use a wet brush, the probability of it falling out before you hit the eye is also great. So this way it clumps it all together in the wet brush and then you have, it's safer, if you know what I mean. Foiled shadows have come such a long way. I think I'm gonna do it a little bit just here. I have these two eye suits from this one, Rituel de Feel. I think they're still sold at Cult Beauty. This is a Fornax. They're like a cream, but they're pretty. They're weird, but they are amazing. I'm gonna drag it a little bit up and a little bit here. I'm always trying to shoot TikToks at the same time I'm filming. It's so stressful. And the lashes that I'm using are this Indigo ROSEE brand. The style is Confidence, and they are really, really beautiful. They're a super small business, so I'm gonna link them down below so you can get them. And I took a solid half an hour to put these on. I'm not very skilled today, but they are on. They're cute. So I'm just gonna use a mascara to do the lower lashes and stuff. Cannot pronounce this brand. Organic brand. It's Jarvice. This is a mascara that I don't like for my upper lashes because it doesn't give me the curl I need. But it's really good under fake lashes, and it's good for lower lashes because it just gives definition, and my lower lashes are already pretty curved. So I just need a bit of tint and separation and definition. I'm gonna do bronze now, and I'm gonna be using the NABLA new bronzing powder. It's called Skin Bronzing, and this is the shade Dune. It has a nice range. I like to see one that was really dark for darker complexions. This is actually really nice. Super sheer, so you can build it up, and I prefer that, being the pale bitch that I am. We're gonna be using the Tower 28 blush, and this is the shade BeachPlease. I'm just gonna go on the apples on my cheeks. It is pretty pigmented, as you can see, so that's why I didn't go with the brush, because I know it'd be too much. It is a really, really nice color. Just blend it out. Blend. I'm gonna also be using the NABLA highlighters because they're absolutely my favorite highlighters at the moment. This is Privilege. I have been shunning all my highlighters, all my powder highlighters, except for this one, because they do look very natural. I'm so over the frosted highlighters. No offense to anyone who still uses them, but it's just not my jam. And these kind of look wet when they are. So if you're looking for like the dewy look, but you're afraid you're gonna be too oily because you have oily skin or whatever, these are great. So I'm gonna be using the Daniel Sandler Brow Fix, and again, this was one of the things that I had most trouble finding from indie brands, clear brow gels, and the brush looks amazing, so I'm excited to try it. Plus, this is so cute. I love Daniel Sandler, and I have some of them. Like, remember when I started blogging, his watercolor blushes were like all the rage. And this is very subtle, by the way. It doesn't feel like sticky. I barely feel anything on my brows, to be honest, but you can see that it's really spiking them up. And I love the brush. Remember that I talked about the Benefits brush, that I didn't think any brush would kind of rival that, and this is perhaps it. I really, really like it. Look, it's really spiking up my brows. I got a duo from Lipstick Queen. I've wanted this Lipstick Queen ever since it launched. So this is the Desert Taupe Visible Lip Liner. Beautiful formula. Like, it really glides. Just gonna fill that in a little bit. So this color is called Highway 66. Plus I love the packaging as well. It's just really, really pretty. Let's go ahead and that is on the pink side. I am not usually a pink person, but I am digging this. And I am digging this whole, like, anyway, that is me. I'm just gonna set my makeup with the Lily Lolo Makeup Mist. Love this. It's really misty. It is powerful. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever heard of these brands? What other brands do you want me to try that are indie? Shop the products in the description. There's gonna be links for everything. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like this video or not. I will see you in the next one. No, give this video a thumbs up. Did I already say this? Oh my God. Subscribe to me. Subscribe and click the bell button so you know every single time I upload you will be notified so you don't miss it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.